In continuation of our series on looking back at the police force in Cameroon in the yesteryears, we'll be touching this area, things that a police officer of the yesteryears could not do. Just as a tip of the iceberg, a police officer of the yesteryears in Cameroon could not be found drinking in a bar, especially in his uniform. A police officer of the yesteryears will now give us an insight into the many things that a police officer of the yesteryears never expected to do.
For the policeman, he was not allowed to enter any bar at all to drink. When you are caught in a bar drinking, you will face severe punishment. You can even be dismissed.
So if, for example, a policeman was found drunk in town, that was a serious crime?
Very, very serious. Very, very serious. So it made a police people very respectful. Very, very, in those days.
Who was going around and checking on their behavior in town?
No, people, we had what we called CID policemen. They used to go and write reports when they find you misbehaving somewhere. They write a report to the commissioner, and you are called. CID can enter here, you won't know that is a CID police.
CID, was that the Criminal Investigation Department?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were always in civil. You hardly detect them. Even if you are a policeman from Limbe, the CID is from where here, you won't know now. You will just take a number. By then we had again numbers, or he will try and get your name. You will face the consequence.
How were the policemen to account for their arms and so on and so forth?
Yes, in the armory, when you are located a gun, let's say a pistol with about 12 cartridges. Never you, by any means, allow one to be missing. If one ammunition is missing, you'll be held very, very responsible. You'll be asked where the ammunition is gone to.
When the policemen took these arms and went out, how did they come to account for?
Anytime you are located a gun for a special duty out, when you come back, you make sure you return the gun. If it's the one you have to return with everything, all the cartridges. Then there are some other people who are allocated pistols, depending on how the nature of duty you are doing. Anytime you can even take it, go on tours, come back, keep it well in your house. But there's a time for inspection. Anytime they want them, you must come with them for inspection.
What were the conditions in the cells in those early days?
The condition in the cell in those days, there was provisions for food to be given to detainees. So there was a contractor who used to bring food to detainees, because in the morning he will come to ask whether they are detainees. They give him a number of detainees, he goes and brings the food for them, morning and evening.
One of the biggest complaints about policemen today is bribery and corruption. How were those issues handled during your early days in the police?
It was very severe in those days for a policeman to take bribe. Very, very. If you are caught, maybe you'll be dismissed. That was how it was on those days. It was a very serious offense for a policeman to take bribe, no matter the bribe.
Were policemen prosecuted in your days?
Of course, policemen were taken to court in those days. And when you were found guilty, the magistrate ordered that you have to be dismissed. There in the court, your uniform is removed in the court. They only bring civilian dresses for you.
Promotion in the police was by merit?
By merit. By merit, not by writing. No, in those days, by merit. Some were promoted discretionally by their bosses. I remember we had one man in our garage, Bam. He was promoted for his for his service from constable, lance corporal, sergeant in one sitting, just because of his way of work.
The police band, the police football team, and the police orchestra.
For the football, we had players in police team. We had late Njuma and so on. All of them in police team. It was a very good, strong team.
The police band was moving round from here to Bamenda, they were calling it Christmas carols.
Okay.
They were displaying, we were moving with them. Sometimes they used to carry policemen from there with the police band, go to Bamenda and come here and so round. Since Christmas carols and entertain the population.
What was the situation of women in the police those days?
Women in those days were recruited in the police, and they were doing all the duties that a policeman does. They were doing the same duties. And in those days, the women who were in the police force were not growing hair. They were shaving their hair low, just like the men too. Not like today, you see a woman with a full head, he's moving, he holds the beret on her hand and so on. It was not like that. For instance, when you saw a policewoman, you just see her head, you just know that this is a policewoman. Because I and her heads are shaped the same.
Can we still go down memory lane? Some of the commands that were used when policemen had to assemble, when policemen had to march, when policemen had to move. Can we go back to some of those commands?
Well, those commands, especially during parade, when we assemble, the ASP in charge of the troops will give command. Attention, standard is, stand easy. Then if it was a commissioner's parade, we used to have commissioner's parade. We had line up. At the time, the commissioner is coming. When they see his vehicle coming, you hear the ASP in charge of the parade say, "Commissioner approaching." Attention! Standard is, stand easy. At the time the commissioner lands, he's coming to inspect the parade. He gives the command again, attention. You come to attention. He march direct to the commissioner and greet the commissioner. tells the commissioner, parade ready for inspection.